Good evening, sports fans. TTM Crobat for the win here with Around the Rhyhorn for Week 5 of the NPL. And this week we have a really talented, amazing cast member, and his name is DallasBoy1992. And we have a couple of scrubs here too. Introduce yourselves, guys.
Hello everyone, my name is DallasBoy1992, and happy to be back here on Around the Rhyhorn.
And by the way, they are not scrubs, they are actually good people. I just want to say, they're actually two majors coaches. So go ahead and introduce yourself, guys. They're really great friends, by the way.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, the Hex Guy from NYC, Razor here.
How's it going, everyone? This is Jolt from the Token Minorities, your favorite commissioner of the NPL majors. And it's Around the Rhyhorn episode, so what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so glad you're here. I can finally, in person, well, over call, wish you a happy birthday. It's his birthday, so.
Hey! I turned 211.
Yay.
Stop.
Alright, we're gonna move on from that.
Happy birthday from all of us to you.
We're gonna move on from that. I just thought we'd get a quick moment. Anyway, the first word today. Alright, so we've got a couple topics. It's gonna be a little differently structured than usual. So, Cheese versus Togue. There was a bit of drama with EVs. So, 200 EVs had mysteriously disappeared according to Togue, but when Cheese calced some damage with the damage calculator, he calculated the EVs differently. And it looked like Togue had lied about this whole drama. So, what do you guys make of it? Like, I don't even have a specific question. I just, what do you guys make of it? It just seems so weird that was done, you know? Go ahead, talk about it.
Well, what happened was, okay, so Cheese had a Dawn fan, right? Cheese had this Dawn fan that was, I believe, physically defensive invested, and I believe it clicked Earthquake on an incoming Slowbro or something like that. I think that's what happened. Slowbros, the damage calc revealed that was probably more of a physically invested Slowbro, but then later in the game, when it came down to Raikou versus that Slowbro, Cheese thought that the KO was essentially guaranteed with a Thunderbolt because of the fact that the Slowbro was proved to be physically defensive from the damage calc. I don't really know if there was lying going on there. I don't think it's really fair to Chris to say that, just because there is the potential that Showdown just messed up his set. Maybe it didn't save a correction that he made on his set before the battle, as the Def Slowbro is perfectly reasonable against a Raikou. So, kind of hard. But yeah, that's my take on it. What do you guys think?
I would have to make a correction on you for that, Jolt. The Dawn fan was a little bit more offensively inclined, and it clicked knockoff on the Slowbro, which dealt about 42%, which revealed to Cheese that it was a physically defensive Slowbro. But yeah, Showdown has been known to mess up some EVs at times. I've seen it happen on many PS Lives from Joey. But I guess, yeah, these things just happen, and I'm not going to hold it against Togue. If he really did mean to put some EVs in special defense, then he meant to do that, and yeah, I guess that was a pretty tough break.
You can't really think too much into these kinds of things because, she said kind of thing. There's not much you can really say or really do to see what really happened on that. But yeah, thanks for the correction on that, though. You were correct. It was a knockoff and not an Earthquake.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Any preview or any further comment?
Nope.
No, not for me.
Alright, so next topic. Maddie ended a 3-game losing streak this week. So is he back in his groove finally?
Yeah, I think Maddie's back. By the way he handled Merc in a 4-0 fashion, I think Maddie might get a little bit of his groove back from last season. I mean, he does have a pretty tough stretch coming up with Magic and Gypsy, but I feel like as good as a player Maddie is, I think he can handle it.
Alright,
and
Joe?
that's all I have to say.
I was going to let Racer talk since he hasn't yet, but...
Alright, go ahead.
I mean, Maddie did end off a really bad losing streak pretty well. He did get a nice 4-0 against Merc. I'm hoping to see what Maddie does with his team. Honestly, I honestly am kind of a fan of Maddie's team, as most people. They thought it was pretty weird. I was a pretty big fan of it. I love CrobatFTW. I'm hoping to see CrobatFTW put some more work, get Maddie some more wins. So, that's,
Okay, so here's what I have to say about my man Matty. So, I feel like he's been prepping pretty well throughout the season. I think he's been a little unlucky at times. I think the reason why he has struggled, for the most part, not for the most part, but for a few of his games here this season, is that he's kind of building teams that have a limited number of win conditions, and that's kind of the nature of a gimmicky team. He has to really heavily build around one of his gimmick Pokemon, so to speak. For example, the CrobatFTW, he likes to bring a lot and try to win with that. That's pretty hard to win with. It's not a great Pokemon in general. But what he did against Merc that was really impressive was that he was in command of speed the entire game, whether it be through Trick Room, whether it be through just Scolipede. I believe it's past speed into Mega Blastoise, and just Matty was able to keep control of speed the entire game, regardless of what the situation was. And I think that's why he looked so impressive this week, and that really does show that Matty is becoming more comfortable with this team build. So I think we'll be seeing more and more wins from Matty throughout the season. He's too good of a player to be down in a slump throughout the whole season. So things are looking bright for him, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I just think his bad luck stemmed from missing leg day, but that's just me. That's just me. What do I know? I'm just the host. So, all right. Any further?
You're probably right, to be honest.
Yeah, there we go. That is your further comment. Anything else? Seriously though?
No, that's all I got.
All right, cool. So next up, all right, David, our friend, good friend, buddy, old pal, David. He got his first NPL win this week. Are things looking up for him?
I can start this one out too. So, David is the transaction he made with his team. So I think he made these transactions actually last week, but they really are starting to show why he picked them up. I think it's his team overall is really solid now, and he was able to put together a winning strategy against Blake here in this week's matchup. So played really well. We all know he's a solid player, taking fourth place in minors last season. But this win is definitely really nice for him. He gets that monkey off his back, that first win in the majors, and I would expect to see him continuing to do well.
I'm gonna have to agree with Jolt here. David, personally, I think he is a very good player. I definitely think he has what it takes to compete with the majors at this point. Him getting his first win is very exciting, considering I kind of took away his first win week 4.
We don't talk about that, though. We don't talk about that. That didn't happen.
But I think he played a very good game against Blake. His Mew put in a lot of work that game. He was able to take on Blake's kind of mix of sort of like a good mix of bulk and speed. And Blake is a very unpredictable player. I think David was able to show that. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm right. Dallas, go.
Okay,
I lost my train of thought in the middle of that sentence.
How do you lose the train?
it goes off the rails.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, Magic, good for him getting his first win, but still he has Matty to face off against this week, and although he does have matchup advantage, Matty's still a very good player to watch out for. So, are things looking up for Magic? Yeah, we'll give it a little bit more time and see where Magic is, but
Yeah, I think that's a fair
so
point.
good for him. Let's just see how things perspire.
Yeah, I think that's a really fair point, because he does have a lot of tough matchups coming up here in future weeks. He has Maddie in week 6, he has Rob in week 7. It does not get easier, that's for sure. So, this week's win is definitely good, but he really needs to keep winning to really prove himself in the majors.
Alrighty. Any further words, especially from Razor? I mean, alright, fine. I know, Razor, we all go through this. Sometimes I'll start a sentence, I don't know where I'm going, and I kind of just hope I find it along the way, but if you happen to find it right now, live, feel free to share. If not, it's alright. I think he's just clapping, so I think we're good to move
How do you
on.
lose a train? Alright, go ahead.
Alright, so that was all I had for the first word. We've opened the door, we've opened the floodgates to start. Oh, this is a fun one. We're starting to be a coach. And the reason why it's fun today is since we have two terrific majors coaches here today, we're gonna flip teams. Jolt is gonna be Razor, and Razor's gonna be Jolt. So, and Dallas is gonna be, well, he's gonna be someone, and we're gonna get to that one last because, well, I don't know. I just wanted to really see what Mama Jolt had to say first. So,
Okay.
so Jolt, if you were Razor, how would you approach this game against Queso Cheese next week?
Okay. My friend is coming off of a rough loss to Gypsy and the Celesteela.
You're
So,
coming up on a rough loss. You're me right now.
sorry, I just got 6-0'd for my freaking Celesteela, man. Alright. So now I've got to play Cheese, who is arguably the hottest player in. So definitely not an easy turnaround whatsoever. That Queso is really hot, man. But yeah, so the good news is I've got a lot of good threats against this team. The bad news is Cheese does have a little sand core, which kind of body bags my offense. So that could be a bit of an something that I think can be prepped around. I have a lot of good responses to most of this team, and maybe can take advantage pretty well of Cheese's defensive stuff. So, you know what? I think I can maybe pull off the win, at the very least keep it close. But Cheese is a very strong player, so obviously not going to be easy.
Yeah, he's definitely not mild Cheese, let's just say that.
Boo.
That wasn't really good.
Alright, we've really got to...
Can you do any cheddar?
We've got to cut this out right now.
I mean, okay, let me just add one more thing. Cheese really does have a monster of a team, okay?
Alright, we've really got to slice this up here. We can't do this. Not live in the middle of Around the Rhyhorn.
No, I think this is great, personally.
It is great entertainment, but not for Around the Rhyhorn. Hey, Razor! I gotta ask you something. Hey, buddy, Razor. If you were Jolt, how would you approach the game against Shoddy next week?
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jolt of the Token Minorities, and next week we are going to be playing Shoddy and his Bayern Munich. Now, looking at the matchup, he does have a Mega King, he does have a Weavile, which are both pretty scary threats, but if I were Jolt, and I guess I am right now, I have a pretty bulky offensive team. I think being able to build sort of a more bulkier style type of team against Shoddy to try to stop his offense a little bit would be pretty good. Build a nice Berlin wall in front of German, see how he can break it down, or if he can get over it.
Where were you during the end of the Cold War?
I was trying to contain myself. I couldn't.
I just made it that much better for you, Jolt. I know.
Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Oh my gosh. Alright, you've heard this live.
I'm sorry for being here. Have a good night, everybody.
Oh my god, I think Razor just mic dropped. Alright, well, the moment we've all been waiting for. Hey, Dallas.
Yeah.
If you were Maddie, how would you approach the game against Magic? Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da.
What's going on, everybody? We got Patty Brawley here, and I know that David is going to be bringing the rain against me, which is really, really tough for me to beat. So, I think I might have a little bit of cream to deal with that. I've got a Scolipede, which actually learned Sunny Day, and I can blast that Mega Swamper with that Solar Beam, and if we change the weather from rain to sun, I could probably get out and get my leg day done.
Wow, that was pretty good.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Final countdown, right? Da-da-da-da-da. I just can't help but think of the Mario Paint Composer version of it. That's the first one that comes into my head right now. But anyways, so thank you all for your contributions to Be a Coach. And next week, we're adding a new feature to Be a Coach. You'll even get to wear the coach's underwear.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that.
Jolt really wants to be back next week now.
Okay, playoff pitcher. This is a new segment because we're starting to kind of get to playoff times. I mean, we're a little far off, but we can start speculating a little bit. So, very general, but who surprised you the most overall, guys?
Jolt first.
Sure. Okay, so who surprised me the most? Cheese? Definitely. I feel like this is the pretty, low-hanging fruit here, but Cheese 5, pretty crazy when he didn't have any draft format experience coming into the season. He's played essentially lights out against Gypsy and Maddie back-to-back in previous weeks, as well as Chris this week, who, while he has kind of a team that's not doing too well this season, is still a very scary team overall and extraordinary players. So Cheese has been beating a lot of good players lately and starting off the season really hot. So he's in a really good spot for playoffs moving forward for sure.
I would have to say Rob has pretty much impressed me. I did not rate his team too highly from when I first looked at it, but he's been doing some pretty good work with what he has, and I just got to applaud him for it.
Alright.
Razor?
Oh, so, I think I definitely have to agree with Jolt here in saying that Cheese has definitely surprised me the most this season. I know Cheese is a very good battler. I know he's pretty good at the format, but I remember when we were first ranking teams and coaches were talking about each other's teams. I know Cheese's team was one of the ones that wasn't really rated that highly between us because he drafted a lot of bulk mostly on his team, and we didn't really think that was great. I remember one of Jolt's quotes at the beginning of the season was, "I feel sorry for whoever drafts bulk." Right, Jolt?
Yep.
But Cheese has definitely proven us wrong in that standpoint because he's been using his team very well. He's 5-1 right now, which is amazing. And damn.
Let me touch on that a little bit. So why Cheese has done well this season is it's not because of his bulk. Like if you look at how he's building, he doesn't bring that many walls per game. He'll bring like 1, maybe 2, and then a bunch of offense.
I think he definitely uses his walls more offensively.
Yeah, it's more like a bulky offensive style with a sand core.
Yeah.
That's been working for him really well.
If you can't break my bulky offense, then I'm just gonna run through you with sand.
Right. That's just defending my point. I still think if you draft full bulk, you're going to get screwed. But he definitely complemented it well with the sand core and then the Raikou in the back and some other threats. So yeah, he's done well with his draft, I think. Mega Cheetar is a freaking threat, man.
Surprisingly, actually.
Yeah.
I guess you can say it's a monster.
Hey, that's my
We were done with those.
That's my pun.
Well, they had to come back for a moment. So anyways, any final remarks about who surprised you? Positively or negatively, anything.
Monche, go away.
I mean, I guess negatively if you want to throw one in, like Chris with Mega Mawile going 1-4. And I guess I can go ahead and say now he's actually leaving the league after this week. But it's been a little surprising to see a team with Mega Mawile that is arguably broken starting the season 1-4. But I guess that means Trick Room is the most viable type of team build for a draft format. But I don't know.
All right.
I would like to refute that since Maddie does have a bit of a Trick Room team. And, who am I kidding?
I'd like to just comment on what Joel said. Mega Mawile? I've seen mostly normal Mawile most of it.
Yeah, not too much of a difference between Maddie's record and Toad's record. Carry on.
All right, so we shall carry on. So a couple, kind of grouped questions, I guess you could say. So who do you see in the playoff picture right now, and who's the most competitive overall do you think right now, or some of the most competitive players, not necessarily one, but like what do you think is shaping up to be, I guess? Just very broad.
Am I starting off again, or?
All right.
Okay, so one thing I think is interesting is the Premier Conference, right? The Premier Conference is so close right now. It's literally anyone's game for a playoff spot, which is really fun to watch too. I think currently Abe is sitting at the top, where I believe Riz is also right there with a 3-2 record, and then a few other coaches are either 2 or 3. I think it might be one other 3-2 team. But at worst, you have David down at the bottom. But he is also just recently picking up a team that was dropped not too long ago. So the conference, I think that's going to make the rest of the season really exciting in terms of who's going to advance out of that conference. I think for the luxury conference, it's more of a 5-team race at this point, maybe somewhat of a 6-team race, but it's still all relatively close. Where I believe the number 1 team in luxury and the number 8 team in luxury are only a couple games apart from each other's. Without getting into specifics on people, I think that both conferences are still tight enough to where anyone can advance the playoffs, so it's looking to be pretty fun.
Yeah, I would have to agree with Jolt here. It's looking pretty close between in the top 5 teams in the luxury conference, but I actually kind of see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers making a little bit of a move. I mean, they have a great team, in my opinion. Just they need to start picking it up, and let's see what the bird is barbecuing in the second half of the season.
Can you smell what the
Well, I mean, the good thing is we can actually have an NPL barbecue. The vegan just kind of left, so.
That is very true.
Okay.
Steak for everyone.
Free steak on Jolt.
Free steak.
You're paying for it, right, Jolt?
Obligatory.
The
Free steak on
t-shirt
Jolt.
money, Jolt, the t-shirt money doesn't go towards steaks. You know what it goes towards.
True.
Jolt, the steaks are on you.
And then you can give us the poker chips at the same time.
That was a good idea, man. Alright, anyways, so, alright, who wins the whole thing? And justify, like, no, just name a name. I mean, actually, do something.
Obviously, the Toronto Raptors will. No, just kidding. I'm gonna go with Power Kick Cheese. All right, he is red hot. He hasn't lost since week 1. I don't think he will lose at all. I think he's going to go all the way through the playoffs. Going to knock off Gypsy again in the playoffs, and he's going to win the whole thing. So that's my pick is Cheese.
Wow.
I feel like it's so close right now, like to be able to really gauge like who will actually win or lose in the playoffs.
I mean, don't worry, if you're wrong, it is, well, okay, we're gonna release the tape and expose you after, but it's okay if you're wrong.
I'm actually going to go with Jolt in this one and say Cheese, and he'll actually be facing either Abe or Riz in the finals. And as Jolt has said, Cheese has been really hot, and with his bulky sand offensive playstyle that he's been playing with, I definitely see Cheese getting to the finals and probably winning it, and showing once and for all that the Phoenix Sunkers are definitely better.
Yeah, I think I might. I think I would like to see Cheese probably win this too. For the season he's been having so far, I would probably like to see him go all the way.
So it's.
I want to see the Phoenix rivalry on the.
Oh yes.
Imagine the hype. Oh man, the diss tracks. Oh man.
But the thing is, Cheese will run through Riz. It'll be a breeze.
Gonna put some Swiss.
Literally face palm right now.
That is crazy, guys. The fact that you want this Phoenix matchup, man.
Of course, Gypsy might have something to say about it, but I got to go with my man Cheese. I think he can do it.
Alright, do we have any more cheese puns that we want to use before we wrap up? Now's the time.
Hold on.
Shatter, move on before this gets out of hand.
Jolt Manche, go away.
Alright, well, unfortunately, we could do cheese puns all day, but we'll probably have a sequel video on Razor's channel sometime with just cheese puns. So if you're interested in that, feel free to go check out Razor Wolf 24's channel, and go check out Dallas, and go check out my Mama Jolt. He's the best.
Don't check out Razor's channel, it isn't too sharp.
Well, you know what they say, he ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Actually, no.
Demonetized.
Before we break out into the song and dance.
Copyright.
Well, it was fun working with you all today. I think we had a very nice time. Do you guys have any final words? Anything at all?
Love me.
The Phoenix love me. Now 2016.
Witness me.
Y'all better vote for me in the description.
I'd vote for Jolt, but then again, I'd only vote for him if he was the only panelist.
I according to Joel, I did a miracle today. I lost a train, so I'm a miracle. Obviously, for me. I do the impossible, so I should win.
And look, listen to Dallas back there, so modest.
Vote for me if you want, vote for Jolt if you want, vote for Razor if you want. They're all great guys.
Yeah, except for Riz. We don't like Riz.
Yeah, don't vote for Riz.
Alright, guys, before we tell people to not vote for everyone else, let's just cut it short now. Alright, we're gonna head off for the evening. Hope you all enjoyed and laughed along with us, because it was a lot of fun. Alright, we'll see you guys next time.